Good morning, all. President Vyas, sir.
I'm audible to you?
Yeah, you're perfectly audible.
Very good morning.
Fantastic, sir.
Okay.
We had a little.
No, audible not only to everybody, all the students are hearing me.
Students, all of you able to hear? Fantastic. Okay, lovely.
Okay, good.
So we'll.
What about madam has come from Delhi?
Yeah, madam has just joined. She's also here.
Okay, very good. Okay.
So logging in.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Professor Bhuti.
Yeah, very good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Shivani.
Wonderful to see you
Good
today.
morning. Good morning.
Same here, and good morning, and a very warm welcome to all the students of Firebird Institute.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll just start off in a short while. Just give us a minute.
Sure, sir.
It's an awesome day, 12th
Okay.
of February, a Friday. We just finished Shivratri also.
Yeah, that's what's coming to my mind.
Exactly.
I'm seeing you after 1.5 years, I think so. 2018, I met you in your house with my wife.
Yes, sir.
Yes, a long time. I understand that. Excellent. Good.
So, and today is a very auspicious and blessed day.
Yes.
Especially because I just want to say that Sir's birthday is today.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a blessing for me for sure.
Absolutely.
And everyone, and we would just do a little.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So now over to you, sir. In fact, we want you on this special day to, in fact,
I'm not able to hear
represent
you.
Firebird.
Yeah.
And deliver the welcome address as well as the opening remarks. And Director Madam is also there. Welcome, Madam.
Yes.
I'm happy to see you.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Respected Prema Madam and respected Shivani Madam and Professor Jyoti and all my beloved students on behalf of Firebird of Institute of Research and Management, on behalf of all the associations which I am associated with Bannari and Shiva Techs Group, and on my own behalf, I welcome this webinar actually. In fact, I was thinking that I should call her personally why can't you join on, because I want my students to get benefited. Personally, I know her for so many years, but I want that she should introduce to all my students. I'm doing it, this particular program, and she knows all my students, previously also. Only for the past 3-4 years, we don't have a touch with students and this thing. I welcome you, Shivani, for Firebird Research and Management. Probably whenever Professor Premaji comes to Delhi, she will meet you and greet you, because she should continue for a long friendship. Such a learned lady we have got from you. Remember that we had gone to Tyaraj Institute of Management Technology in Madurai. She was in charge there when we went there. Probably you not recognized when Ramaswamy of Loyal Texas told us to have a program of MASCOM over there in 2005, I remember, and we went there and then they hosted us. Anyhow, let me tell what happened from the day one. I met because since it's a kind of an addressed introduction way, I thought I can tell something about Shivani and also about Bannari as well as Shiva Texan and Sundar Raman and about me. Because basically I am from a different level of working. My way of working in sugar industry and distillery industry and alcohol industry and yarn industry is different. And I took this technical academy only in the year 1995-96 when we started Bannari Institute of Technology. And we was growing very little. We are the 285th institution we got permission from Government of India. You must be all knowing that there is a vision 2020 by our His Excellency Abdul Kalam, and then he started a program called TIFAC in 2000. So when the Government of India's liberalization, globalization, they want IT industry to come forward very nicely. So the IT industry started doing a wonderful job through their organizations and the associations called NASCOM from the year 96, 95 onwards, very much. But I was not knowing about this for a long time till I can say till 2000, I can say. But when this Abdul Kalam program was to be go to a down level MSMEs and wanted to go to medium and small scale industry, so that IFAC should go everywhere. Then they need a lot of engineers to come forward, a lot of PG students to come forward. Say they wanted to start an entrepreneur development program in all the colleges in India. So fortunately, I had a good association with the Government of India and the UGC, the body of Government of India of Education. They wanted to call all the vice chancellors to introduce the entrepreneur development cell as well as the STEP program, as well as incubator program to all the universities in India. That is a program organized by Science and Technology. Fortunately, UGC and Science and Technology and Bannari, this program gave to me. They trusted me. And then we organized a program in Coimbatore for 3 days, where she came as a representative from Government of India from Delhi. Then joint secretary, Mr. H.A. Mittal, now presently secretary of Government of India of Science and Technology. And, she came for the program, I think so it was in a residency hotel. And I was introduced to the floor such way that she wanted to meet me. And she gave a card. I thought a lot of people exchanging card. I also took her card and just kept it. Honestly, I'm telling you today, Shivani. And then later time on the lunch time, she wanted to dialogue with me, and then we had a good dialogue. But I understand that I am nowhere near to her. She is something extremely high level of her area, and I am zero in that. Being I'm a learner even today. I'm learning every day something. So I thought I should something to learn from her. So I thought of adopting her as my master, and then asked her to guide me in every way. Today our headline is connect. That's very important. Connect is very important. So she connected me throughout international level, national level. I can say that we are having this academia industry. In our Firebird, we have this triangle, and then we have this methodology of teaching academy industry students. This was introduced only by Shivani to, I can say, most of the college. This was introduced by her. So that this slogan, I say, academy industry thing. So she was very much associated with the first boss of Diwan Mehta, and it's very, very tough job to work with 3 or 4 people in India. One is LG Varadarajan, only S.V. Balasubramaniam and Diwan Mehta. Fortunately, I worked with 2 people. I didn't work with Diwan Mehta, but it's very difficult to work with Diwan Mehta's manager, Shivani. Very, very tough lady, very, very honest, upfront. And I can say in Hindi, I'm sorry, Shivani, say this. And then, she's stubborn. What she wants, she will do it. That's what she wants to do it in time. So I thought of learning so many things from her. And one thing I learned is that she wanted to achieve goal in short time. And then because of her, I could able to bring a lot of input to our institution. Like she introduced the Sun Micro system to. We are the one people in India who have Sun Lab. It costs about 4 crore, and we are Shivani is the reason for that to introduce in our college. Because of her, this NASCOM came to southern part of India. Otherwise, they want to restrict only with Bangalore. Maybe they want to start a little one in Chennai, but down the Chennai, like Coimbatore and Madurai, and down that until Ernakulam and all the places, they are little reluctant. And then it was took over by Kiran Karnik, one of the very leading member in Government of India, where he is very close friend to Sam Katora. And then I was introduced to him, and then with a great difficulty, I brought this team to Coimbatore. Since I brought this team to this entire NASCOM team, 2 days our Chandrasekhar of TCS and Nadarajan Mindtree and Sun Bhaskar and Microsoft Chandar. I can name so many people. They all came to my institution. I was so happy about that. It's all happened only because of this lady. Unfortunately, a lot of MOU was signed. Once MOU was signed was Sun Microsystem, because Sun came to us, and then Cisco also came, and then Microsoft also came. I have the opportunity to meet with Chandar very closely, Microsoft. Because of Chandar and Shivani, I was one of the member out of 750 very selected list people who can meet our Microsoft boss in Delhi. So I will not forget all these things in my life. And then we were talking, and then we took this Sun lab to different places. One lab, it is there in very big lab in a college called Kalasalingam College in somewhere near Virudhunagar, I think so. In fact, Shivani, out of this second year student, about 10 students I'm interacting for quite a long time, and I used to tell them I learned a lot from Shivani. She's my master in so many areas. I used to tell probably the students must be knowing, those who are there in the floor, they must be knowing what I'm talking today. So she's not new to them by figure, and they by name, but by figure they are seeing only today. But because of her, I could able to visit TCS. And then, we have a very big amphitheater today, that is a remodel, and then a good version, the refined version, what I saw in TCS. And then the methodology, what we are using it. A lot of things has been, because I travel a lot, and because of that, I went to, we adopted Narayanan TCS, our committee member, and he gave a lot of idea. And probably since I am associated with the industry, I went to different university, Texas, Kansas, Wichita, and then Phoenix, and then Oklahoma, and a lot of places where we wanted to start our. So all my students are there today. I'm very proud to say that all my students are correct, and they are there still working. They are all an alumni there, and then I can like that. I have a lot of students in Australia, in New Zealand, in Singapore, and in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. This all happened only after 2004. So the main reason is this madam. I should say this in this place, because there's an opportunity that how much she helped to make an industry connect to students. Because finally, I want that maybe academy, without academy, nothing will happen. But without industry, nothing will happen. But core taker is only the students, and they will definitely take very high forward to the level. Other things I can tell Shivani means she's a philanthropist lady. She, we used to discuss something on Ramayana, something on Mahabharata, something on, yoga, something on, she's associated with that Rajasthan, I've forgotten the name, sisters, Mount Abu, they have the headquarters. Suddenly it's not coming in my mind. I became old, I think so nowadays. So this is what happened. Instead of me hearing, you can hear Shivani now. And then something I thought I can tell you that I got almost 7.5 to 8 crores because of her as a grant from Government of India. That's one grant is that we have a very big incubator in Banari Amman Sugar Institute, about 5 crores. And other incubator like Sun Microsoft and Sun and Cisco lab. This lab are very, very important lab for me. And almost, I have started making out of top 9 scientists in India. 3 scientists are members with me today, even today. One is V.S. Ramurthy, another is Ramarao, another is Y.S. Rajan, and Sivadanu Pillai. They're all missile scientists. They worked with Abdul Kalam. This all happened because we could able to raise our level to a national level to international level, our group level like that. And basically, I'm a branding man. I was branding with a small district level, panchayat level, and then I was branding me with the taluk level. Then I started branding with me district level, and then state level, national level, and now I'm trying to do some international level, which I'm trying now, which I don't know for a success. And a lot of youngsters are there. I should definitely remember some of the people is that those who really trusted in my group is my chairman, Balasubramaniam, my managing trustee, Sundararaman. He totally trusted me and then gave me a very big platform at a canvas where I can do whatever I want. They gave a very big free hand to make a brand image of my Banari group and these things. And then this happened in a very short period from 2002 to 2009. We could able to do that in about 5 to 7 years time. But it's a good achievement for me as far as thinking. Of course, this happened because we are having this supported, the industry was supporting me in all areas. And then this was happened. So I should say, I should really thank my gratitude to Dr. Shivani for doing and helping me the industry as well as academy to come and the student to get placed in the different places. Now, the outshoot of Banari is what we have started. A management institution is Firebird Research Management Institution. Whatever the quality, the very first year we got a very big award. Before starting it, the national award we got from government of India, 10 lakhs rupees. They gave an award to us for that, even for our own, construction. And we got a very big international professors, and then a lot of learned professors are here. Particularly in Chandrasekhar, I know him for a quite long time. NC is a very, very learned person here, and Bajaj, they are all from, very, very, very high society. And when I started this, Chandrasekhar and Madhavan and Ganesan, they were all, supporting me. And I should say in this place, students are really benefited because of them. Because NC, the more you excuse him, you'll get more juice. I'm just telling you, this type of man, you'll have to excuse him more. So students should get benefited. I am prepared to hand over this mic to Jyoti to continue. Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you very much. I think that was a very fascinating and inspirational birthday address from you. I think the introduction part has already been done in a really fabulous manner by Vyasa itself. But even still, for the notice of Shivani Madam here, this Leadership Connect and Corporate Connect series is actually managed by the students. We had actually brought in a culture pre-COVID era, we can say, wherein we had the entire program being handled by the students, wherein they do the MC part and they do the welcome introduction. It's just a training ground. But at this point of time, after a gap, we are starting thanks to you. And today, one of our students, Vaishali, has been very kind enough to take up the word of thanks. And our students are very much in between a lot of exam schedule, internships and whatnot. So let me have a little but very brief introduction as a formal note about you. So ladies and gentlemen, and all the students, professors are here. Our erudite professors have been kind enough to take part here today. So for their notice, Ms. Srivastava carries more than 2 decades of marketing, PR and corporate communication experience, and close to a decade, as Sar said, with NASSCOM, where her work in the areas of setting up industry, academic collaboration was widely acknowledged. Other than working towards marketing, PR and branding of IT industry, in fact, the entire Indian IT industry in the early 20s. Ms. Srivastava has also worked in advertising and publishing, HR consulting firm, international trade development firm, working on Indo-German R&D collaboration and upcoming academic institutions. She is also involved as consultant, as chief operating officer to volunteer-driven Startup Association of India, and last 6 years as a consultant head marketing, PR and corporate communication with More Magic Technologies, wonderful innovative startup, a data science, ad tech and IoT solutions provider in Southeast Asia. And she has been instrumental in strategizing and setting up the marketing in the PR Corp communication function from ground zero. So in collaboration with More Magic CEO and founder Ms. Srivastava had launched Indian App League aimed at catalyzing and mentoring entrepreneurs. And interestingly, Ms. Srivastava has also set up the media and entertainment gossip platform, www.moregossip.com. She's also the chief communication advisor to US-based Vitara Foundation that works in the area of climate change mitigation and cluster farming. So today, global warming is the order of the day, and there she is. And not only this, ladies and gentlemen, she also is a dabbler in theater and writing as well. And she has authored a book, Musings of the Last Heart, a collection of abstracts on life. And it has received some amazing reviews on Amazon. And she has pursued 4 years of doctoral research. And she's going on. She's, as you all know, as our president had said, she's invited everywhere, in fact, across the globe. She sits as a jury to judge media and a lot of events. And she was invited by IIT Roorkee in 2015 to take up an entrepreneurship session. And most importantly, she was amongst the 10 invited participants from India to the IDF Beijing 2007. So that is a great honor. I think all of you can please put your hands together for Madam there. Okay. And in fact, she gave a feedback on India's, Intel India's education program. So ladies and gentlemen, more than that, her presence speaks volumes here. And we are all very eager to hear to Madam Shivani Srivastava. So we are all yours, Madam. The floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much. So Vyasa, I call him Guru, my parent, guardian, everything. And to the Firebird Institute, Professor Jyoti, the respected dignitaries, the director of the institute, uh, and lovely students, the inspire, the fire, I would say the Firebirds, you know. My heart goes out to all of you, and with lots and lots of positivity and wishes. And uh, before we begin on the, I just want to say thanks for giving this opportunity. I am still learning from each and every soul that crosses the path. And it would be a mutual admiration society if I start talking about Vyasa, but he is an encyclopedia in one word. And this session which we are talking about, industry, corporate, and academia connect, let me say he is one person who's your president, and he is the encyclopedia to kind of harness him, take out from him, each word which will come out from him would be uh, you know uh, will go a long long way for all of you guys, and even for all of us. We have spent decades in the industry, but still, whenever he speaks, whatever he shares is a lesson, is a learning. It's experience which comes from profiles like Vyasa, and this experience cannot be captured or taken from any book or any degree. So my words for all of you students would be that you guys have amazing professors, sirs, Vyasa. Please try to take out the best from them, spend time with all of them, and it would be something which you will kind of realize down the line. So with these words, I would say that the topic and the discussion today was that, as Sir Professor Jyoti sir said, that it's under the series which Firebird has about Industry Academia Connect. And I'm essentially the main few pointers which uh, you know uh, we discussed about talking with you, all of you, is about how this management studies, or studies for that matter in any area, can be taken or driven when we are studying and we are students, in a way where in the long term it becomes more fruitful to us. So that's the beginning. And after that, touch basing on areas like marketing, PR, branding, etc. uh, Again, when I talk about branding, Vyas sir, he just now introduced and spoke how it all starts from a very core level. So we'll come upon that later. So these were the pointers in which we thought about discussing and kind of interacting with all of you. I would like all of you to speak out. It would not be a monologue, and it's not going to be a PPT. So for me, it would be throwing a lot of questions to all of you guys, because I'm a learner. You see, I learn. So I'm here to learn from all of you. Let's put it like that. So it would be important that you guys come out, share your experience, share your thoughts, share your questions. Answers or insights can come from anywhere. There's no way a dictum that it would come from here or here. So am I audible? Am I clear till now?
Very, very clear, man.
Okay, thank you. So, I'm told that all of you guys, some of you guys have recently joined the institute, and there are X number who have kind of driven their studies for a year or so. Am I right, Professor Jyoti?
Yes.
Okay. So, I would begin it with the question that uh, any one of you who has kind of spent that 1 year or whatever, 6 months or whatever period in your studies here, what what have you typically found different, if at all? And believe me, there is nothing right or wrong in life. There is nothing right or wrong. So please don't have any kind of hesitations in speaking out. When we talk, when we speak, that's how we learn, at any level, at any stage. So please tell, anyone can kind of say, what has been your experience when you kind of come in here as in Firebird, because I was reading about Firebird as well. And it's very important, this concept which Industry Academia started, about students getting exposed to the corporate while studying. And I understand that Firebird is driving that as one of its core mandate. So would request any one of you to kind of please share, or some of you, how you found it different, or what has been your experience. Somebody should speak. Come on, you have spent year 6 months, a year. It's you can talk about the environment, the freedom which it gives, when you come out from school into a professional studies. You can talk about anything. Okay, so let's I don't find anybody taking a cue.
Uh,
Okay, so in case nobody's, what happened, Professor Jyoti?
In fact, both first years and second years, they're all inside the classroom after a long time, no? So
Okay, so
maybe they were in
no,
no,
no. To
I,
be honestly,
some
I had a
exhibitions.
discussion, and I am very much. Gautam, a student name. I remember G.R. Gautam. You can start Gautam, so the others will follow. I know him well. He can start.
Before joining Firebird, I was amateur. I have no clue where to go. After joining here, I learned something. I have chosen my career path. I learned a lot here. That was my experience in Firebird.
okay.
Can you tell some example, Mr. Gautam, what you learned?
Madam, were you able to decipher what he said?
Yes,
No,
yes.
I am asking Gautam to explain what is the experience he had. He said I learned a lot. Can you tell one example?
Yeah.
About stock market.
Tell me about that. Explain little.
After joining Firebird, I started investing in stock market, and I have learned. I have earned something, which is very useful for me.
Good, very good. You should,
Very
it's a very good news. Everyone should clap him for exactly. He has learned something and he earned money something. Good.
good, very good. Thank you, Gotham. Thank you, Gotham, for taking on and speaking, sharing. So before I start, yes, sir.
I have a student called Nityasri Tyagarajan. She can also come and talk.
Okay, so Neeti, why don't you come over?
Good.
I was not much confident, but this atmosphere has given me much more confidence in speaking, in the attire, etc. That's all. Before and after that.
You can say that what experience you have, what type of learning you had. Something you can go a little more, please.
Like I have been posted in many I have been organizing in many events in Firebird, so it has given me much more confidence here. That's it.
Okay, good.
So
Okay,
organizing
I'm happy.
events.
Organizing events. You know, I know a lot of students' name. One by one, I can call. But if they come, apne up, if they come of their own, I'll be very grateful. I know everybody I can call. I have interacted a lot of students out of
Plus,
this.
today is your birthday, so definitely they will oblige.
No, I can call one by one easily. But if they come forward, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, excellent, excellent, very good. I'm very happy. My hero of the college. Very happy. Come on, come on.
Good morning, sir. Happy birthday to you, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I have learned about how business area will be developed from this school, and my knowledge will be developed from here. So you also one of the encyclopedia for me, and you are also guru for me. That's it, sir.
No, that's it. What is the area of interest and what you learned out of it?
Sir, operations and suppression, sir. And
Can you explain? Can you explain little examples so that other students will have? See, what you are saying will also, you will be an encyclopedia to the first year students. What you learned, in operation management or supply chain management, you learned something out of which you can share little. Not you don't have to share everything. At least if you give a small glimpse, and then the others will understand. They'll follow you. They'll come and ask questions. Then you can explain to them. You can give a small examples about operation management or supply chain management.
as you said
Even
that,
your own bad experience when you went for a training, you had a very bad experience in a training. That also you can explain that I had a very bad experience in training. That's an example. That's what I want to say.
yes, sir. As that you said that exam as in supply chain management from end-to-end encryption. From that, you said that one example like from kitchen itself, sir. So as I said that, so it's one of the best example ever I hear in my life. So that's it, sir. So from that, in operations, I learned that different scheduling and planning stages. Like I am more interesting in doing business in many areas. Like as I said, that coffee shop, and one of my best business is like, as you know, that from equal to NASCOM, and that's it, sir.
Oh, that's good. I'm very happy. Good. Thank you, Ivarajan. Is Pooja Lakshmi is there? Pooja Lakshmi, share some experience. I may be far away, but I know by name everybody. I know the complete history of you people. Is Pooja Lakshmi has come? If it's not, no problem. Oh, she's come. Very good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah.
The experience you asked before, like I can tell like the segmented like before Firebird and after Firebird. Before Firebird, I was like, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we are hearing.
Yes.
Before Firebird, I was like college, how that routine will be happening in my life. And after Firebird, I became independent, a kind of, not like financially, like I can able to tell what is right, what is wrong, and where I should say yes, where I should say no. I think that is the biggest learning I got from Firebird, which is like a lifetime asset.
Very good.
1 minute stay, Pooja. 1 minute stay. Shivani, this particular girl wanted to become an entrepreneur because I had a discussion with her.
Okay.
And she have a very good ambition. I have I gave her an idea how to be an entrepreneur in her area, what she wants it. I am going to share your email address to this madam, this Pooja. So you kindly guide her nicely.
Sure,
please.
sir. Sure, sir. Definitely.
Okay.
Is Aida Ghosh is there? Aida Ghosh.
No, sir, absent.
Okay. What about Vaishali Rajeshwari?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
So this is Vaishali here, and I have got a lot of exposure after coming to Firebird. I have had a lot of sessions with Vyas sir, and we have discussed a lot of things, not only about curriculum, and apart from curriculum, we have discussed so much of things that is very essential for life. And I was also interested in law, so I had a discussion with him, and he will send constant papers about this, and we'll have a quality discussion on this. And also, I had to say about NC sir, and he was my mentor also. He had also guided me in the right path, and I should definitely say about the ambience of Firebird. And thanks to Shivani ma'am, and I got to know that that was her idea and Vyas's idea. So to learn something new, we must have a good ambience to study. So I thought this was a perfect place for us to do this. So,
can you share something about your, experience in an area where you work? You are only one girl, I think so, in a different area from this regular marketing strategy and all those things. Can you share something, because she's good. Shivani is good in that. That's why I'm. After finishing the meeting is over, I'm going to share her email address to all of you. She will definitely guide you whenever you require. Yeah, you can share your thoughts now.
Actually, I just wanted to become a product manager in IT domain. So a product manager is like who is taking care of the whole product from scratch to the decline stage. As actually I was a computer science engineer, I just wanted to go in that field, so it would be better for me to take my career in that field, IT domain. So
that's good. While I was discussing with her, she was shown little interest in branding, but when the discussion went on a different field, so the branding was not. I told her that I'll give a best person to get you branding. She didn't know that I have that area. Anyway, I'm very happy that you have come forward. Thank you so much, Vaishali. What about Ramakrishnan? Is he today here? Automobile man, come.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good. I'm very good. Today you have to address to Shivani madam. You tell your experience and what you want actually to be.
Ma'am, my area of interest is automobile. Until I came into Firebird, I haven't known how to get into the issue, and I don't know how to see a matter. But after with several meetings with Vyas sir, he taught me how to approach into the case. Like he just asked me a question about the Tesla, that what is the latest model in Tesla car. I came up with the answer. Model 3 is the latest car. His next question is, what are the engine specifications? I just stared at him. I don't know the answer. Actually, Vyasa taught me to look into the case in different aspects. And that's what I learned in Firebird.
What is the area that you are doing in supply chain management? Is it not? What do you learned in supply chain management?
So all I know in supply chain management is the theoretical knowledge. Just now I am currently working out in a practical aspects as well. Currently I am into logistics part of Srivastava sensor. I'm working with the dispatch manager, Mr. Rajkumar sir, and we are collaboratively coming out with new ideas into the RS, sir, where we could eliminate the waiting time.
That's good. That's good. Good. Thank you, Ramesh. Is Nivedita there? Nivedita. Shivani, this girl again wanted to become an entrepreneur, but in a different area. I spoke to her only a couple of times. Sorry, only 1 or 2 times. But you should listen to her. Please, Nivedita.
Hi sir, hi ma'am. Hope you are doing great. Actually, my experience in Firebird was like I don't know about doing MBA. I was trying in a good reputed IIMs and Christ, but I end up in Firebird. It's like a dual degree, PGDM and MBA. So I ended up here. And first time when I came to here, it was like different. Like first, Firebird attracts me like no dress code. It was like very new to me. And next was like a program, CEO Connects. And third is like atmosphere in classroom. These 3 things admire me very much in this Firebird. And for 6 months, I was idle at home because due to the pandemic. And later, when I came to the college, as management insisted us to go to the internship and work there. And part-time, we have to do our studies. It was quite difficult in the starting time, but now we are doing great in that too. Because without a practical experience going to an industry nowadays,
Yeah.
and I thought it was very useful for me, and I would like to take up my dad's business. That is, I like to be an entrepreneur in telecom, and I'm doing my work towards it.
Good, extremely good. I'm very happy. Best of luck for all your career. If any of the students have come from the first year can come forward and say a few words, because because since I am out of country, I could not get introduced myself on the orientation day when it started, because because of pandemic and the COVID, and it came very late. Anyone, those who really wanted to come forward, please tell 1 or 2, introduce themselves and come 1 or 2, so that we can start the program, because we are not given more time to the speaker. Yeah. Good.
Good morning to you, sir. This is Sharat from Batch for Firebird. And once we enter Firebird, after this pandemic, we found a great learning experience in a practical wise. We have 70% of practical learning and 30% of classroom learning. In practical learning, now we are currently engaged in market research, and also students were yet to start a baking project. So these kind of practical learnings ensured us and enlightened us in what the business actually was. Not only in a theoretical, we are applying theories to the practical life and learning great experiences. Thank you.
Good. Excellent. Anyone, then we can start madam to speak, please. Anyone, any girl from the first year, or one more boy? Good, come forward. If more people are there, I don't mind, because she should understand what you people want.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Kamaladan. I'm from first year, and I joined Firebird. I'm recently joined Firebird for 3 months, and it was when I was joining, everything was in online, and I was very eager to meet my faculties and my seniors and my colleagues in the Firebird. And also, right now we are getting market research work was going on with our students, and also like it's a new startup for our venture business. It's kind of a Firebird venture, and we are doing more activities there. And also recently we had a freshers party with our seniors, and everyone mingled with it. We had enjoyed that very much. And it's really the Firebird campus, it's like a very peaceful, it's a go-green campus, and it's a quite good environment to learn, and it's very silent, and I like it very much. And also, I'm looking forward to have more interaction with Firebird, and also those corporate people also. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't catch your name, gentlemen. What's your name? Huh? Kannan. What is your UG qualification?
I did BCom Commerce with Computer Applications.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Shivani ma'am, you can take that, because I just want to kindle them to come here. I know them. That's why I called them. I'm sorry.
No, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I in fact wanted that, so that's the objective, because generally it's all about one person coming and kind of talking, and it's good, that's what I invited and I invoked in all of you, that please come and share. So now just to, again getting back, how to make this, my first question to all of you, and the point was how to make this journey much more of consequence for the path ahead, right? So, as all of you shared, and amazing that all of you had, came out with your strengths, with your hesitations, still you came forward and you shared. That's amazing. That's very, very positive and encouraging. Uh, as all of some of you, I'm, to, came out and shared, I'm sure others listen to it, right? Now, what I want to bring here forth is that when you study your management studies or any study, how to make it of more consequence. The first thing is that, when in a corporate environment or in any environment, in an academic environment, in your home environment, you have to be receptive to what others are saying. Very important. First lesson. Receptivity is very important. We are losing that in a big way. There is always a one way channel. We have this mindset, whether it's a classroom or anywhere, that there is this one message coming, and when it studies, we take it, but otherwise, we are not receptive. So, the one thing which, when you go forward in your life, as you move in each day, finally, obviously, I would probably use the word corporate more here, because the objective by taking this professional journey is to move on to the commercial world, the corporate world. Receptivity is very important. If you have, bring in this receptivity to take on the minute aspects which people are talking, whether they are your professors, whether they are industry encyclopedias like Vyas sir, or they are youngsters, or they are juniors, or anything. Because when you get into the corporate, you will have all levels. You will be first, you will join as a entry, as an intern, or a executive, or a fresher, or a manager. You will have your bosses, you will have your peers, you will have your juniors. Now the mindset should not be that, okay, there's just the boss is saying or the client is saying, I listen. Yes, you have to listen, that for sure. And that's where build in this part of receptivity, very important. Because what your client is saying, you have to listen. Because if I start saying what I have to say, then in businesses does not work, because client is giving the money to get the work done, and I need to listen the client, address it in the best way. Even if it is not logical, it's not going in the right direction, we lose our tempers, we get into an aggressive discussion. We can't afford in the corporate sector that. We need to be addressing that in a way where we manage our stuff. So this is the first thing which the whole exercise was, for all of you to come out. There are many objectives of this exercise which I requested all of you, and so learning from whatever or listening to what each one is saying at each level, because every point, every experience matters. And when you go up the ladder, when you become a manager, when you become, like many of you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to become a CEO, you want to become a founder. Now if I just kind of bring you to the point that what is leadership, there are many sessions on leadership, many discussions, many debates, but the main key point for a leader is what? To listen, to listen, to listen. So that's what I was trying to bring out, that when some of your friends are talking, or your obviously we listen to our professors and our teachers and our madams and the director madams, but even your peer group, there's a lot of learning from there, there's a lot of experience they have, good or bad. Second aspect which I want to come on to is that experience is experience. There is no taboo of failure or bad experience. If you had a struggle, you could not be successful while going and interning in a company, it's an experience to be shared and learned. So every learn nowadays you must have seen there's a big issue about a talk at IIMs and even at Harvard's about students, or in India about people being not trained to manage failures, because we are getting into more of a startup culture, and we find many case studies and examples and news about things going haywire. So the other point is, as Vyas sir in one of the students, he said, please share, you had an experience which was not a good experience, but you should share it, because it's not everything about very good. Life is not good, right? There are ups and downs, and that's life, right? So whatever is not happening as so called good, you need to address that, you need to share that, you need to discuss it, because solutions will come from there. Now this is, again, I'm talking from the subject which I have, which is how to make your studies of consequence in the journey ahead, which is in the company. You are given a project, you are given a subject, or you are given a business to do, or sales work, or say someone said about becoming a product manager. Now, when you want to become a product manager or an entrepreneur, or any area, I would say, branding, community, any function, HR, there would be slips, there would be challenges. Now, in that moment, it's all about the point of picking the threads, good or bad, learnings, insights, information, MR, market research, data coming from anywhere. It's not just the importance, again the point, it's not just if it's coming from here or from here. No, if it is coming from here, it is coming from here. Take it into consequence. So this is the second point, how to make your studies of more consequence for the path ahead. The third thing, I think very beautifully said by many of you, you talked about the environment in Firebird. Someone talked about the exposure to the practical world. Somebody spoke about the dual degree, the CO Connect, uh, somebody spoke on the supply chain management, that on engine, that had no clue. So these are just examples. Each one would have their own exposure to a particular area and learning. Now, what is coming out from this? See, I'm trying to bring up the points only from what you have shared, because to emphasize that all of you 40, 30, 20 sitting here, each has a depth, debate it, discuss it within you, because this is what is going to happen in the path ahead. You are not going to work in isolation. It's always going to be a team. A CEO is only a celebrated person, more in India, I would say, where the CEO is in the headline and is celebrated. But the fact is that it's not just that one person. It's the entire army which works, and the entire army is not just internal, it's also a lot of external forces. So it's a lot of external forces. So you need to kind of consider this uh, in perspective very well, that this combination, this learning is very important and can come from any sphere. The combination of practical aspect which you all are getting exposed to. See, the point is that this is, when you talk about MR, now MR is again very important area. uh, Here we say MR, but MR is what? It's ground level learnings, it's ground level insights. This is very important. The more you are connected with the ground, the more you're connected with the practical aspects, that would help you to use your studies, your theories, and combine it with practicality and put a model or a solution or a proposal together in discussion, which is of far more relevance and consequence. Because any solution in business or in life will be fruitful when you bring the practical aspects, the ground reality into consideration. So, these were the points which have come all from all of you guys. Now, there are some points which I'm just sharing with you, which is beyond the discussion of the points which came from here. The other aspect is that when you are studying here, or you have come out from your college, and the difference you're finding here, which someone said beautifully, that I got to know, the important thing was that I got to differentiate and use my mind for, yes, what is right, what is bad. Reasoning, the ability to reason out. Now, to work on that, I would request all of you to please put in a lot of efforts in doing a lot of reading, and not just only in your subject area. Please go beyond the zones of your subject area. Yes, subject area is important. That should be the emphasis, but go beyond that subject area. I'm just giving you one example of that from the corporate angle. There is an approach where people say that, if you come from this background and you're hired, that's the preference for people. But many times when it has been seen that when people come from diverse areas and join a different area, suppose, for example, I can give you my example, for example. I've been all through in the services sector, But when I came on board to set up the marketing PR communication for a B2B, hardcore IoT, data science, deep technology company, my approach and my thought process was very varied, and that helped me to given certain insights and approaches which were coming from a different angle, and that brought a new perspective to the solution here. So that's, keep emphasis on your learning. Reading is also a kind of, I would say, data collection, research inputs, because when you read, you come across a lot of reports, a lot of studies, a lot of viewpoints, which would help you to develop your thought process. So that's another point which I wanted to say, that is of consequence and importance when you do your studies or your professional work here. The kind of professional exposure, management degree you're going through. Another very core point is, and it's been going on from decades, there is a rush to go on to complicated terminologies and complicated fundamentals. Please get back to the core, to the fundamentals, to the basics. I'll give the example of a very all-pervasive thought here, which is, I used to say that in my corporate, communication. I don't know, most of you would not be aware, there was a dot-com bust in 90s. Then there was a backlash of BPO in India, I would not elaborate on these things because you can go and read. See, I'm not going to talk about with you. It would be as I said, it will not be a monologue. I will now finish and get on to throwing a question to you. But I will not talk about things which are readily available, and you can pick up those papers, your articles, and read. And please, before I move on to the other concept which I'm going to talk about, in reading, I would emphasize, please focus on reading with books, See, I today also have a copy and pencil with me when I'm sitting with you. So don't get into the mode of 100% on computer and mobiles. There is some kind of energy, there's some kind of vibrations which would come when you are with the books, when you are with the papers, when you are with the real world. Don't lose touch of the real world. One more important point. Yes, we are going towards technology, we are going towards all mobile, online, for sure, but have a balance, because you would bring meaning to technology, meaning to online mode when you, again, the point, when you are sticking to the ground, connected with the ground. This point came in between, but what I was kind of going towards was core. The example is that you would see when you go to the history, and it will happen in future, it's happening right now also with the pandemic. There is sudden depression globally. Within India, the economy goes, but then there is a graph which moves up. So that's a basic economic cycle. It is like that. Life journey is also like that. So for you, in your journey of professional studies, professional career, whatever path you want to take, your core, your basics, your fundamentals would be very important always. So if you're in any area and across subjects, as you're going studying a management studies, in management, the key point is that yes, you specialize in one area, but you are exposed to the other areas core as well. That is why you are a management professional. What is management professional? Management professional is that I am not a CA, right? But I have the ability down the line with my experience that when a balance sheet is given to me, or a company's board is discussing on something, I develop the insight, and I have my fund. See, insight I will develop with experience, but my core which I'm studying here will help me, tell me that, you look here, this particular head, please look into it, that you need to rework on it. So management studies is being exposed to all subject areas, and yes, you kind of your journey, or say a combination of 2-3 areas, branches of one subset. Like in marketing, people talk about nowadays marketing, PR, branding, corporate communication, but what are all these things? They're, after all, the subsets of the word marketing, right? So, or if you today talk about digital marketing, it's being promoted, it's being sold as a special area and a special career. See, all that is a journey of corporate world, but fundamentally it's a subset of marketing. So the core principles of marketing, if the concept is clear, it will be applicable across the board. Otherwise, how would professionals like me, who have spent 2 decades, would suddenly be able to work for a tech, deep data technology, AI, IoT company which is into mobile marketing, and set up their marketing, PR, communication? I'm not, when I studied, or when I kind of worked through in the last 10-15 years, digital marketing was nowhere. The word was nowhere. We were using it. For sure, we were using it. What was email marketing? When we were sending webinars, emails, to at NASCOM way back in 2000, all these years, what was that? Today we term it as digital marketing, correct? Am I clear to all of you guys? Can somebody say yes or no? Okay, so I assume I'm making sense, and it's of value to all of you.
Absolutely, they all said yes collectively.
Okay, thank you. So, so the point which I want to really emphasize, and let me share this point here, Vyas sir knows it very well. When One started the industry academy, and there was a huge cry that industry people, the guys coming out of schools and colleges, engineering colleges, blah, 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 not of quality. Let me tell you, this was the point then also. Companies like Accenture, companies like Adobe, I met their CEOs personally when I started that initiative some 15 years back. The whole point was that, Shivani, the concepts are not clear. They will talk about a MiG aircraft, but if you simply talk about the switchboard and the connect there is a, or if you talk about in the management space, say what I'm going to now take on the subject of marketing, PR, and branding. Have your concepts very clear, basics are very clear. Building like we say, building, your base has to be very strong. It's dug very deep when the building has to be constructed very high. So same way, your fundamentals have to be very strong, come what may at any point of time. Don't leave that. And I think the other aspect, Firebird and many institutes now have started this, which is, a very practical exposure to these studies. Very important. It was not happening when we started this industry, but I'm very happy that Vyas sir and few others have kind of understood this, because this is something which, if you interact with your your friends also, or your family friends, your people, in other places, uh, a country like Finland or Denmark, which is very known for the education space, that's one thing which is very strong, which is an exposure to the practical world. Somebody said it's very tough. We were finding it very difficult in adjusting. But let me tell you, uh, this is all your warming ground. This 2 years or 3 years is your warming ground. This is what your life ahead is. You would be asked to complete projects, have deadlines, a lot of challenges, like in, say, in management. I will elaborate on marketing or PR. Suddenly you are managing something and there will be a crisis. There'll be a statement coming, and you will get a call from your boss at a junior level or at a senior level directly from the media. I want a reaction. Now you need to be very, very calm and positive there, not to lose your balance with so much of work. Oh, this is there, and this is coming, and then you lose your focus. No, that is where all the points, if you recollect what I said, would be very important, which is receptivity. When somebody is speaking to you something, getting you a call, or a boss is getting angry or not happy, try to take it with 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 complete understanding. Don't flow with that emotion, either yours or anybody else's. So these are 4 5 points, very important core points. There are some others, but I would say that these are, time is actually, I think it's now 11:20. So I would like to kind of these are 4 5 6 points which you people should keep that in your mind. Very important. Teamwork, very important, because you will have to work in teams, and people will not be like you. They will not. Don't expect the world to follow your path. Neither you follow their path, but have a spirit of listening, adapting, flexibility, stretching, and making yourself strong with your fundamentals, with your core, and with your reading. So I now move on from here to the next point, which is, I think these points would definitely play a role in making your studies and making your journey at a campus, at a compound, much more consequence in the path ahead. Be always a learner, as Vyasa said in the beginning, and I think I've been also repeating. And now we move on to the other area, which is talking about marketing, PR, branding, corporate communication, right? That's the second subject, you know. So again, I would now like to throw some questions to all of you people. It doesn't matter you are a fresher, you are 3 months old, or you are, you know, a year into your management studies. Uh, Someone who can say whatever it comes to mind when I say the word marketing. Likewise, one person who can talk.
Madam, in fact, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Just one minute. There's echoing, a little bit of echoing here. Are you able to hear to my voice? Some bit of echoing going on here. Able to
Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
It's getting echoed and stretched.
How about now, madam? Able to hear my voice? Okay, fantastic.
Yes, yes,
So in fact,
perfect.
some of our students have prepared a few questions in the area of marketing. Some of our students have prepared some questions.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So, maybe ask them to come over and ask that. Maybe we can have 5 minutes or 10 minutes time for this particular session.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay.
So how much time? How much time I have to finish my session? It's 11:20. We need to finish it by what time?
Maybe 11:30, 35.
Okay.
There'll be a break time also.
Yes. No, no. Then we wrap the session. We finish it for today.
The questions the students have prepared
Sure,
some
sure. Yes, yes, yes.
marketing, branding, and all. So maybe I will invite them.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible? Yeah, ma'am. My question is not about marketing. My question is very general, ma'am. I recently I had heard the news IM Indore has been approached for a has been offered a maximum package of 53 lakhs. Like around 200 companies offered students around the average package of 23 lakhs per annum. So why not they are offer? Why not they are considering a new startup business schools to give us such offer? Like whether they are looking, whether the company is only looking for a reputation or a skill set, or what they are expecting from new startups for business schools.
Okay, so your question is that the IM, a particular IM you mentioned, is getting offered from companies for say 23, 24 lakhs for a fresher, whereas the rest of the institutions which are non-IMs and IMs are not getting that, right? So why is it so? Why are they not encouraging the startup institutions to, so to speak, as and their students? And the second point which you added to it is that are they looking for skill sets, or are they looking for the IM brand, right? Is it that?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So again, I said that there will be different perspectives. Nothing is right or wrong, but there are two ways where I would like to put this to you. It's a little something which I'm saying with experience over the years, and I don't know how far it would be good or correct to share that with you people, but I think many senior people today in India are not talking about certain things, and I'm certainly not one of those. I have always made sure to speak what I have to speak, whether the industry invites me or not. I don't bother about it. So IIMs, if I give you a very industry driven or a very academic answer, a sophisticated answer, as many of the so called experts and bigwigs will speak, that would be that IIMs have created a brand, right? Why do you go for a HLL product vis-a-vis not a new product? That's something in India which is cutting across various levels. It's not just about the IM education or the management education. We have a mindset, you know, which institute you have come from. We don't talk about, which is like, you know, who's your father. It's not like I'm talking to you, I make an assessment of you and hire you, right? I'll be very blunt about this here, you know. I have written about it as well. There, here, you know, the point is I don't know your name, you're Kanana, right? No. So the point here is that, you know, it's all about who's your father, who's your mother, right? And one aspect is definitely that IIMs have made a brand, right? IITs have made a brand of themselves, correct? So why do companies invest in brand? Because then you are able to fetch, you are able to get the clients, you are able to get the customers blindly. Now you will buy a Samsung blindly, you will buy a Apple blindly, right? No matter, even Apple is doing, Apple has also got a court case in US. In India, they have not got, because in India, our fundamentals, I'm sorry to speak, are, God knows what they are. All the bigs should answer that for themselves. But in US, all these big companies have got court cases, right? But in India, they haven't got, because in India we celebrate, and we are like, you know, if you're from IM, we'll sit down and whatever gyan you give, we'll be like this way. So they have created that brand, and that's why companies invest in money in brand to build that brand, right? My just point over, so one answer to you with a straight answer would be that they have created a brand, and hence companies are going there blindly and picking up the students, right? Like today, IITs, you know, there are coaching institutes in mass scale, and if you don't clear in the first year, you put it for the second year, third year, finally you clear it and you get it. Now, I often put that question, that is it intelligent people going there, or is it all a matter of practice and speed? Is it creativity going there, or is it all a matter of, you know, 4 years just hammering those question papers and then clearing the exam? So your answer over there is because they have created a brand over there, and that's how the companies are going. The second point is, though I'm critical about that thought process, but the reality also is that, let me tell you, as someone who has also got an opportunity to interview people, and I also don't come from an IM brand. But yes, God's grace, one moved to that place of recognition. That, you know, many students, many institutes came up like mushrooms. The reality, what you have the question. And the products which are coming from there were just not able to give that quality. So the bad branding for non-IMs started. Okay, so that's very important point. And this is like 20 years back story I'm telling you. So now the certain institutes which are non-IM, non-IIT, they have to really work very hard, and the students have to have the grit personally to take it on themselves and do it. Like, I'll give you a case in point here. I come from a school called IFIM, Bangalore. Today it's a very well-known name, and one very well-known figure called Professor Jagdish Seth is now given his name to that institute. Okay, so that is today. But I'm now speaking it publicly, and I am not shying away from speaking it. I joined the institute when it was not a name. Okay, it was the first year batch, and my parents, my family was completely flabbergasted. Where is she going? Especially my father, because he is from IIT BHU. My mother, professor from is BHU, a very academic family, a high profile academic family. And I was getting into this institute. And they were all like, my father was like completely headstrong that you bet. I had got scholarship in my graduation, and he was very clear that you get into PhD in BHU and make your career. A girl from Banaras, Varanasi, a village kind of a place, that's the mindset. And the reason I'm giving you this example is when I said, you need to have that grit and that inner spark. So we were the first batch. And I remember I was interviewed by the director that time. He may not be a very good academician, might be having a lot of negatives, but I still admire him. Because in my interview final round, after GD and everything, as usual, because in the family, everything was that at Pooch Lena, ask them, is it recognized or not? Has it got AIC certification or not? Because it's very important, otherwise you are nowhere. So I asked him, I said, sir, has the institute got certification? This is the sentence which I'm sharing with you, and it's been with me deep inside. He said, Shivani, and we were very selective students selected. We were just like 20 or 30 of us, we just in the first batch. He said, Shivani, you are asking that whether the pressure cooker has an ISI brand or not. So, yes, sir, it's very important. I want you to become the ISI brand. Do you have the ability? Can you do that? And if you have a hesitation, don't join the institute. You have got very good scores. You will be able to get into an established institution. Well, there is a thought process on that oh, no, to bechne ke liye, he has said it to sell his institute. Yes, the fact is that he has said it to sell his institute. But what do we do in life at the end? We have to establish our brand, right? How do we establish our brand? We have to, again, those fundamentals which I was talking about, the core, the concepts, take it upon ourselves. We 30 of us in that institute in the first year, we had a lot of issues, infrastructure issues, faculty issues, a lot of stuff. But do you know what we did? We got people like Harish Bijur that time, Professor Vijay Sarthi of IIM Bangalore. We fought and we got these professors in our institute. We have to study from them, sir. We used to spend nights and nights in IIM Bangalore. I have done that. And I'm giving you an example here as a learning to all of you guys. We were laughed out. We were laughed out by the IIM Bangalore students. I have faced that insult. Oh, you are from this institute. That is why you are studying whole night. We have come in IIM Bangalore. We don't need to care. I was doing my dissertation on a subject called ethics in marketing. Very tough. First, my professor did not allow it. He said ethics in marketing doesn't work in economics. So I had to really get to the library and take out some 30, 40 years back stories and show how ethics is important in marketing. I've always been a person to believe that. I still believe in it. So coming to your point, we struggled ourselves a lot. Like you people are today made to work in the corporate, I did not go home for 2.5, 3 years. Because I had nothing to fall back on. I had to do it come what may. So we have to have that mindset to build that image of us students coming from non-institutes, non-IIMs, or coming from tier 2, tier 3 cities. I will share an incident which I should share or not, I don't know. But I would like to share here for many girls and boys who are coming from tier 2, tier 3 cities. I can't forget the day in my class when we were asked to introduce, and all my fellow students to insult me, to humiliate me, because I was coming from a place called Banaras. So they used to start speaking in Hindi when there used to be a point to talk to me. And I remember I used to end up crying nights and nights and nights in my MBA. But then again, the thing is that develop, bring in that spark in you and you alone. Okay? So there is a point which I want to bring here is that you said why people don't take, is companies are surely looking for skill sets, companies are surely looking for class. When you go to the market to buy a TV or a cell, you look for the best and the best price, right? Same is for the students, they look for the best. But it is important for us students coming from non-IIMs and non-IITs to improve that mind, because the quality which is going from the non-IIMs, we have to prove that we have a double journey to walk, right? So that is one answer to a corporate answer, a very worldly answer to your question, right? Is it something which you are getting convinced about or not? The other aspect which I want to bring to you is, which is not a worldly answer, which is not an acceptable answer by many biggies, which is in India we have a fascination for name, because the depth of leadership is not there. You people are too young for it. It's a matter of concern for all those people sitting in hierarchies, but let it be that today. Because if I have the ability to interview you, whether you are IIM or non-IIM, cut it. I will hire you because I have the ability to train you and bring you out. The reason I'm saying that is because I was one of those fortunate people. There were leaders, Vyas sir is here with you. Why do I say pranam to him? He said, Shivani is my guru. Fine. He said that I am blessed that people like him say me guru. But they were the leaders who saw that this girl, I was half their age. I was not good in it. I was not a scientist of ISRO. But when I spoke to some of these professors, I will just talk about the academic space. I will not talk about the marketing space. I'll talk about that also. There were many of these giants of academic industry. I was half their age, having no background. But when I spoke, they had the ability and the capability and the magnanimity to listen to me and realize the potential. Yes, they were doing it for their selfish reasons. They wanted benefit for their institute, for their whatever. But yes, at the end, we all have to do that, right? Isn't it? We work for companies. Why are we studying management? For our selfish reason. We want to earn money. We want to get into corporates, correct? So at the core, that's a reality. But they had that magnanimity to say that, oh, this teeny mini girl is speaking such things. She's addressing. And yes, let's work with her. They did not have that shudder that, oh, she's not Chandar of Microsoft, like he mentioned the names, right? Or she's not Kiran Karnik of NASCOM. Why should I talk to her? I was just designation wise, I was probably a manager or a senior manager, right? But they realized that, oh, this girl is doing work. She is bringing value. So why? Because the person on the other hand had the leadership quality to say that, I have the ability to bring out things with her. Today, that is, I remember Mr. Devang Mehta, when he interviewed me, he just asked me one question. I had no background in PR, in marketing, in branding, IT, nothing. I was from an advertising industry, hospitality industry. He just asked one sentence, are you ready to work hard? He said, rest, yes, but I was not pathetic. I have seen management students coming from colleges who are just not able to speak. Their fundamentals are not clear. So I can't hire them. I did not have a bias for IM, but I could not hire a non-IM student. Because quality has to be there, right? Nobody can hire me if I'm talking nonsense, right? So that's the reason in the beginning I put those points. Make your core very important. Your fundamental clarity should be there. The other point which I missed in the beginning, when in the point of taking your studies to a better consequence, is which I realized today more when I work with a lot of youngsters. Communication, which is the topic after marketing. I find a big fiasco even at a very senior level, even at CEO's level today. CEOs and founders which are they become CEOs and founders at the age of 30, 35. There is a 25. I'm a CEO of this company. Today there is this craze, right? Very good. There's no harm in it. I don't want to work with anybody. I don't want to work under somebody. Why don't you want to work under somebody? Because you will have to adjust. You will have to listen. You will have to listen to a lot of irrational and insulting and humiliating things. But why not? That will make you a stronger person. I have listened to a lot of things and I have cried for nights and nights and nights. But today I understand where and what it is. A lot of people say, why don't you become a founder and CEO? I say, I don't want to become a CEO and founder. I don't want to. So communication is very important. I find especially people coming from the technical background and also even management students from many places and even including IMs, I would say. The communication, both speaking and written, it's completely down the line. We are now today becoming blog writers and everybody is a blog writer. And if you go to the social media, people are writing in 250 rupees and 100 rupees. Everybody is becoming a writer and everybody is God knows everything. But let me tell you, that's why I said spend time with people like Vyas sir and all. Whatever they even today speak, they're able to put their point clearly without jargons. If you listen Professor Abdul Kalam Azad, I listened to his one session in IIT Delhi. There were no jargons. Very simple, basic sentences. Pick up book of any good writer. No confused, convoluted sentences. Very simple. Why? When can you do that? You can do that when your fundamentals are clear. I will start speaking in a convoluted manner. I will make a PPT and say, oh, this is when I don't have content. Then I will make this story, this diagram, this is this. Good, that's also a part. Everything has to be in balance. Somewhere you have to kind of do that. People are looking for, corporate life has made that. But core is very important. So there are two aspects to it. One is for sure that we are not coming off quality. Whoever has come out, there are very few who have able to build that brand of themselves. I can tell you, we 30, I'm very happy to say, except for say few people like me and some others who have not got a so-called celebrated name in the newspapers, most of my batchmates are CEOs and heads and of one of them has gone to become a founder of a 500 or 700,000 crore company. So most of them have done amazingly well in the journey, right? But I have seen that when I've tried to take students from non-IMs and a lot of these colleges, they are not good in anything. I'm not able to take them on any ground. That okay, at least he's able to speak, she is able to speak. I will train in other things. Okay, the fundamentals are okay, or the exposure to practical life is there. Something has to be there, right? Confidence has to be there. The willingness to work hard should be somewhere. You have to score yourself, correct? Like if Apple is there, there is Xiaomi, there is Samsung, there is other company brands as well. Now, everybody is not Apple, right? But they have tried to build some core competencies for themselves, right? Good or bad, correct? To stand in the market. It's okay. I'm not from IIM and IIT, but at least develop some core thing where that when I get an opportunity to speak in front of somebody, I create a stand, right? So that is very important, sir. Right? So this is a practical answer for a solution as you people are studying. And the other thing which I gave you insight is because I thought today youngsters are very, very alert because of social media. And I should share that as well, which is obviously at a senior level, an issue with the industry. Right? So that's the reason I gave you that aspect as well, that in India we have a fascination. Who's your father? Who's your mother? Why Indian entrepreneurship and Indian students are doing very good internationally? Why? That's one of the reasons, because there they don't ask you, are you from IIM? Every student gets an admission on the basis of money and then they're able to do very good. They finish their research in 2 years, 3 years and they finish it. But in India, I can tell you my experience. I worked hard for 4 years for my research and rural development out of passion. But in the academia, they made such a, rigmarole of it that I left it. I said, I'm not interested. You have to make 300 pages of book. Why should I make, bhai? I'm able to give you my model, my research in 10 pages. Why can't you accept it? Why can't you accept it? So I left it. I said, okay, fine. I don't need a doctorate. I'm not doing a doctorate to go up the hierarchy. Wherever I have to go, I will go. That much confidence you all have to have in you. Because I'm going a little spiritual here, but I would like to add here, because I'm also now a coach and a mentor and I'm into this thing. There is a spark here, there is a soul here, which is a part of the supreme soul. Connect with that all times. We did not get this opportunity or exposure in our early days. We were always said that, oh, this is all for later stages. No, it's not for later stages. If you get this in the early stages, you will be able to bloom and flower much more beautifully. The entire Shakti is here. Invoke it. Invoke it. You will have that everything. And your answer of going to IIMs or money getting there. Somebody asked me, maybe in Banari or some other institute, that ma'am, how did you get into NASCOM? Brand. We are having a fascination for brand. Why don't you bring the ability to make a brand where you are? Why we have to join a Microsoft only? Good if we get Microsoft. But why can't I sit in Coimbatore and join a company and do great work? Is there anything to stop it? No? Why can't we use creativity and entrepreneurship, and Firebird like institutes have come in Coimbatore, which are giving exposure. Acha, okay, so I will end it now. And sorry, I kind of probably 11:30 was the time to finish it. Sorry.
Their internships and the vehicle is waiting. They have to go to some companies.
Okay, so fine. I think I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. I think increase your core competencies and then make your brand visible.
Yes, your work will make your brand visible.
Now, let me invite Vaishali, please come over, to the honors of gratitude.
Good morning, everyone. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, I thank our distinguished speaker, Ms. Shivani, consultant in marketing, PR, and corporate communications, and who, despite her busy schedule, has found time to this occasion. And I also express my heartfelt thanks to our president, Mr. Vyas, for being our backbone all the time. Thank you, sir. We are grateful to our management and our director, Dr. Prema Shankaran, for her unstained support for this function. I thank our Professor S. Jyotiram Lingam, Head Center for Leadership, who also takes care of executive education and corporate connect programs at Firebird. I thank him for his kindness, his interest, hospitality, and continued support. My heartfelt thanks to all the faculties for their valuable contribution and guidance and encouragement in all our efforts. Last but not the least, I thank all the learning associates, budding entrepreneurs of Firebird, and people who are attending through Zoom Meet for making this session a resounding success. Finally, I leave you with this inspiring quote by Swami Vivekananda. Arise, awake, and don't stop until the goal is reached. Once again, I thank you, Honorable. Thank you.
So thank you very much, ma'am. We look forward to seeing more of you. You yourself are an encyclopedia. So we look forward to you. And Vyas sir, once again, enjoy your birthday. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All this standing ovation for her.
Oh, thank you.